Now, speaking of the stars of Hillclimb, the title All-Star in the AMA National Series comes not via fan voting, a la baseball, nor by selection of a panel of ditzy media types who never sat on a nitro-burning rocket looking up at a wall of dirt and rocks. No, in Hillclimb, you're not handed the title of All-Star. You earn it in combat by surviving 3 elimination rounds. Darren Mann has that story.
With the special All-Star rules in place, the riders were definitely feeling the pressure.
You can break a chain or get a little offline on the first round, and you're out for the day, no points. So there's not a second chance here. You got to get a good, consistent ride all 3 rounds.
Coming into the event, Bobby Templeton had won 2 out of 4 rounds and was tied for the 800cc points race with Tim Frazier. The only concern for the Ludlow, Mass native was with the hot and dry Pennsylvania weather, which made the hill a big question mark.
3 runs today, it's going to get torn up pretty good, and like I said, we're just going to try and get up and over a couple of times, get into the money round, and go from there.
He conquered the hill and made it into the final round, where he posted a time of 6.10 seconds, which was good enough for a 3rd overall. Willie Price's 1999 problems continued at Jefferson. On his first run, he was only able to clear 160 feet, and he didn't fare any better on run number 2 when he flipped his motorcycle over. Price, needless to say, did not qualify for the final round. Tim Frazier was in the final round, where he clicked off a 4th place run, which included the wipeout after the finish line. Mark Swen was a surprise final round qualifier, but his fairy tale story came to an end 110 feet into his run when he flipped over his 800cc beast. Defending series champion number 1 James Large handled the dry conditions pretty well, finishing in the number 2 position, but it was David Watson who broke the 6-second barrier aboard the only Honda in the final round, as he clinched the overall with a time of 5.86 seconds.
Yeah, I feel great, man. First win on the big bike, new bike this year. Thing runs great. I had 3 runs that were would have won the race, and I just don't know what to say, man.
This year, the All-Star event pays out points, and that's good news to Watson, who moved into the top 5. Templeton's 3rd place gave him a 1-point edge over 4th place finisher Tim Frazier. Earlier, John Hamilton was talking about the pressure of this race, and in his first 5:40 qualifying run, he became a victim of it. Chad Disbennett was happy to take up the slack as he clicked off a 5.94 run for the victory over Paul Pincinau and Phil Libhart.
I started off the season, I broke my collarbone, fractured both heels. Came here to York and won. Next week, I broke my back, re-broke my collarbone. Now we're back here at York winning. Let's keep the winning going. I don't like the win crash, so we're just going to try to keep winning.
I'm D-Man reporting for Motoworld.
Thanks, D-Man. Now to the AMA Hillclimb Series, which reached the halfway point of its 99 calendar last weekend in Dansville, New York. When the event was over, the championship standings offered up a promoter's delight. 2 classes, 2 dead heats in the championship. Darren Mann tells us how it came to be.
AMA official Harold White went over the new set of rules put in place for the 7th round of the Hillclimb Series. Promoter Mike Mistretta explained the changes.
I'm a test case for a different kind of racing format. We're going to run it a little bit like drag racing. They're going to qualify today, and the top 10 riders will advance into a money round. Hopefully that'll keep the crowd here a little longer and put on a little better show, give the riders 3 chances at the hill. They should really hook up good, because they'll have 3 chances to adjust their bikes to meet this hill.
And while some riders welcome the opportunity to have 2 chances at qualifying, a lot of the top racers had mixed feelings about the new rules.
As far as this rule change, this qualifying, I'm not too keen on it. I'd rather see it run traditionally and run the 2 runs that you can run to get the best time. The fastest man wins.
I'd really rather have the Hillclimb run the way it usually does, but I think we come out of here with a decent finish. That'll be all right.
Aboard the Honda, Watson's run of 13.66 seconds put the Mass native on top of the leaderboard in the early going. The hot and dusty conditions didn't slow down Lou Gorenser Jr., who was able to set the fastest time of 10.44 seconds with only 4 riders left to run. Steve Dresser has struggled, but under the new rules, he thrived. The New York native notched a time of 11.66 seconds. That put him right behind Lou Jr. in 2nd place. The final run of the day was by defending series champion number 1, James Large. With the hill broken in, he had excellent momentum, but he could only manage a 3rd place time of 11.66 seconds. For Lou Jr., it was his 2nd win of the year.
Okay, the 3 runs are okay to deal with if you come out on top, but there's a lot of guys that had great rides earlier in the day and had a bad ride, didn't make it up the whole 2nd round, where normally they would have finished up high. But I was up there before the 3rd ride talking to the cameraman. I said, where should I ride today? And he said, right side. And I rode the right side, and here I am in the winner's circle.
Bob Templeton's fourth-place finish dropped him into a first-place tie with Large, Petty, and Watson remain within striking distance. In the 540 class, Scott McNeely edged out Roger McNeely by 0.03 seconds for the win. John Hamilton's 10th-place finish, coupled with Paul Pincinel's 7th, meant there was another tie at the top of the standings. Phil Libhart and Ted Wilkins' championship hopes are still alive as the series resumes August 29th in East Palestine, Ohio. Till then, I'm D Money reporting for Motoworld.